everybody. Today we are at Wall Stadium Speedway in the Garden State Vintage Stock Car Club Museum.
Great place, too.
It's fantastic history here. And I'm assuming that you've been able to live through some of this history, correct?
Absolutely, Kristen. This is a real walk down memory lane, and I've lived through it.
And what year did you actually start announcing?
I began in 1978.
Really, that long ago? And when did you start announcing at Wall Stadium?
My first announcing job here was 1979.
79, because that's the voice I remember hearing in the early 80s to early 90s when I came here as a child to maybe about 13, 14 years old. I stopped coming when getting older, but I'm back
Right.
now. And had the opportunity to shoot my photography at Wall Stadium Speedway, which was a dream of mine as a kid. I remember watching Ace down there for the longest time.
Oh, that's
so
great.
That's what gave me the inspiration to do this.
Mm-hmm.
The other inspiration was my husband, who started racing.
Yes, I remember him driving.
And he did that for about what, 7 years, 8 years, and again I was able to give the opportunity to take some pictures. Got a call from the Racing Times, if you're interested. That's where I shoot for, and then was able to shoot here, and I was able to do a couple other things. But this is my home track. This is
Excellent.
where I want to be.
Yes.
Now, since you've been here since 1979, you said, I'm assuming you've seen a lot of history, a lot of racers. You've talked to a lot of people. Was there anybody that you wanted to, that you haven't spoken to or interviewed at any point in time?
That's a great question, Kristen. I think I've spoken to just about everyone here in the pit area over the years.
I see you with your notepad in your hand.
Yes,
I know you're always asking questions.
That's my tradition.
But was
Yes.
there ever anybody that you missed that did not have the opportunity to ask questions to?
Years and years ago, when I came here with my dad as a young fan, I idolized many drivers who competed here going way back. Drivers like Joe Kelly, Pete Frazee, Tommy Elliott. And when they were racing, I never really got a chance to talk to them or interview them. Years later, I spoke with the different drivers that I admired as a youth. But when I was a kid sitting in the grandstand,
You really didn't get the opportunity.
no,
to
but I was hooked on racing. It was the greatest thing.
That's what I would like to see a lot more.
Yes.
We have a great crowd here. Lots of
Absolutely.
great crowds show up. And, the longer races, the better the crowds.
Right.
Was there ever one race that stood out to you the most? To me, I remember so many of them. I don't really remember a lot of them. I just remember Gil Hearn. That was my racer when I was a kid. Gil Hearn all the way. And I know the rival between him and Tony Siscone was one of the best.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, did you ever have a feeling like that? Was there a racer that just, you had to root for?
Again, when I was a young fan, the first time I ever came here with my dad was 1960, the summer of 1960, and we sat in turn number 3. And my favorite driver was Joe Kelly, who drove the XL1.
I remember the name.
Yes, and he was the man. And he raced at Old Bridge Speedway. That's the first track my dad and I went to. And when we first came here to Wall Stadium, again, there was Joe Kelly driving the XL1. And he was the guy I always cheered for. He was bigger than life. And to me, that's so important with the fan base. If you get the young fans involved to cheer for the drivers, if they can go over in the pit area after the races and meet them in person, and those drivers become real to the fans. That's what's important.
Yes, I love watching those kids when they get up there. Their eyes are just
Yes.
so big, and this. And
I was one of them.
Yeah, so was I.
Yes.
And for a woman, that's
Oh, absolutely.
That's very rare when you have the women that are very into racing.
Right.
I would love to see more of our women racers. I know we have a few of them, and eventually I will get to talk to them later on.
That's a
down the
great
road.
idea.
Now,
Yes.
doing this, how long do you think you can continue to do this?
Oh, I'm going to keep on going.
Same here.
Yeah.
As long as this track is here, I'm going to be down
That's
there
it.
with Eric,
Yes.
Ed, and hopefully Scott. All 4 of us will be down in each of our corners, just taking our pictures.
What's the phrase? Living the dream.
Living, definitely.
Right.
And I have to remind my husband all the time, I am living the dream.
That's it.
As a kid, stood in that stands, looking down, watching those racers, and you see the photographers, you see and, to be honest with you, just be part of this
Yes.
has been a dream. And again, another interview that I'm going to hopefully get is Emily Krause.
Oh, that'd be great.
Again, no relation.
No, that's
but they-
right. Yeah.
But
Yes.
they do have the last names, but no relation. She is a young manager at Wall Stadium, very nice young woman, and hopefully we'll get to know her more a little bit later down the road.
Right.
Now, the one other thing I wanted to ask was, you are the voice of Pocono, correct?
Yes.
Now, are you the voice of Pocono just for the major races, or is there other things that you do at Pocono?
Years ago, I did some extra work for Pocono, but now it's basically the NASCAR weekends that I'm up at Pocono.
And when I have
30
that
years.
race on and I hear Earl's voice, I'm
Oh,
like,
thank you.
I know I'm at Pocono, and that it's just because I turn to my husband and go, "That's the voice you know.
Oh,
You got to
thank
know
you.
Earl's voice." But I want to thank you for allowing me to use you as a guinea pig for
It's
this.
my pleasure, Kristen. You and
again-
Eric, you guys did a great job.
We're trying to do, like, again, promote not only us, but the racetrack in general.
Yes.
Because we would like to see more of the sponsors come back, more of
Right.
the drivers come back. So we're hoping that these little interviews could help a little bit.
And you know, it's nice to promote the racing history right here at the Garden State
Yes.
Vintage Stock Car Club Museum.
And when you do come to Wall, please come in and visit the museum. It's
That's right.
nothing but history. And some of the history is standing over in that table right over there.
That's right. There they are.
Say hello, gentlemen. Thank you.
Yeah, but
But thank you
Jim
again.
Hall and Tom Wardell and George Klein, 3 very dedicated members.
Don't forget Ray Shea, our president.
Yes, Ray Shea will be here soon, the president. Of
Okay,
yeah,
good.
he's the kind of the man behind the scenes a lot of times.
I would like
Ray
to do a
Shea.
round table with these
Oh, that'd be
gentlemen.
awesome. Yes.
Just the history you guys have, the stories you could tell. Oh,
Yeah.
I cannot wait. I think this might work.
most of the stories are printable. So yeah.
Well, that's what we asked.
Yes.
They go, are they stories we can actually know? You know? But thank you, Earl. I
My
do
pleasure, Kristen.
appreciate it.
Eric, thank you.
And if you have any comment and feedback for me, just let me know.
I look forward to seeing this.
Oh, so am I. Thank you, Eric. I
Okay.
appreciate it.